Hello, PASW family and friends. Happy Friday. I'm here at the Broadway Theater in New York. The Broadway Theater, a new musical has just opened up here, opened up July 20th, called Here Lies Love. I'll tell you a little bit more about that after we move it and groove it, okay? Let's get to some moving and grooving today. Make sure you're really moving your arms around, just really get it moving all parts of your body. This is not about dancing, it's more just loosening up. Maybe you want to just focus on your arms. Alright guys, let's bring this twist off. Alright you guys, like I said, I'm in New York at the Broadway Theater. There's actually a theater called the Broadway Theater in New York. And we're going to go behind the scenes of a new musical written by David Byrne and Flatboy Slim called Here Lies Love. It's a musical about Imelda Marcos, and I just want to say on the outset that I realized that Imelda Marcos, who was the former First Lady of the Philippines, her and her husband were dictators that reigned a lot of power, did a lot of terrible things. I realized that that is a controversial character. I'm very sensitive to that, but they talk about that in this musical, and I still, from an artistic point of view, wanted to share what it was like in the development of a musical. And one of the reasons I also wanted to share this is this is the first time on Broadway that the entire cast are all Filipino actors, and I think that's really historic. So please know that I am sensitive to Imelda, how the name Imelda Marcos might impact people. But please know I shared this behind the scenes musical with that sensitivity, but I still feel there was something about this behind the scenes going to the development and the creation of the musical I thought was really important. So I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you on the other side.
It's an unlikely musical about a corrupt dictator and his world-famous wife, Ferdinand and Imelda Marcos of the Philippines. Elaine Quijano is on Broadway with the cast and creators of the new show, Here Lies Love.
Swear that I will faithfully and conscientiously fulfill the duties of President of the Philippines.
In 1965, when Filipinos elected Imelda Marcos's husband Ferdinand president, many embraced the young couple as a hopeful new start.
President and Mrs. Johnson give a warm welcome to the Philippine leader and his wife.
For years, the Marcoses' power was firmly rooted in American foreign policy.
Its democratic system of government is patterned largely after that of the United States.
A former U.S. colony staunchly supported as a democratic bulwark against communism in Asia. But nearly 2 decades later, amid violence against political opponents
And the famous shoes.
and corruption, symbolized by an infamous shoe collection,
Nearly 3,000 pairs of them.
I have no weakness for shoes.
Filipinos took to the streets. In 1986, the People Power Revolution ousted the Marcoses, forcing them into exile in the U.S.
Please don't let them look down on us. Please don't.
And that's the story being told in a new musical,
When I am called by God above.
a disco pop musical of all things, created by, of all people, singer-songwriter David Byrne.
Just say, here lies love. Here lies love.
I read that Imelda Marcos, former First Lady of the Philippines, loved going to discos. She had a mirror ball installed in her New York townhouse, so I thought maybe this is a story that can be told in that way.
It's taken Byrne more than 30 years, but he's finally brought it to Broadway, called Here Lies Love.
Here lies love.
This is what she said she would like on her tombstone. She said repeatedly that everything she's done, she did for love.
11 diamonds on the ring that he gave. I haven't seen him in 11 days.
In this production, Ariel Jacobs plays Imelda.
Here we are.
So this is the extent of your shoe wardrobe right here?
That's it. That's it. Just 3 pairs.
Spoiler alert, there are no shoe showstoppers here.
We can give our people a break. Come on, let's give our people a break. You say, give our people a break.
Rather, it's an attempt to understand what drove Imelda Marcos and what brought her down.
It's been a challenge. The dichotomy of a character that wants so much to heal the planet and share so much love with her country and put her country on the map and have good intentions in the beginning and then eventually get controlled by having too much power.
King and the Queen of Hearts could be a perfect 10.
Her co-star, Jose Lana, didn't have to look far to research his role as Ferdinand Marcos. Lana was born in the Philippines during the 9-year period of violent military rule ordered by Marcos. His parents, who'd been activists in college, fled to America with their family.
What did they say when you told them that you were going to be playing Ferdinand Marcos?
It was not a comfortable conversation, to say the least. But you know, to tell the whole story, someone has to play him. And they wanted to make sure it was going to be telling the truth about what happened and why we left.
As his body goes by, half the country is here.
Lea Salonga plays the grieving mother of assassinated opposition leader Benigno Ninoy Aquino. She's also a producer. She draws on her own memories as a teenager in the Philippines, the day the People Power Revolution ignited.
And I was having a birthday party. And we were getting the phone calls from like the parents of some of the kids that were at the party. You have to go home. It's time for you to go home because tanks are rolling out.
Salonga won a Tony 32 years ago for her performance in Miss Saigon in this same theater.
And when you won that Tony, I went straight to my parents and said, look, Leia did it. I can go to New York now too. You know, it's like Leia's breaking down that door for all of us.
Here Lies Love breaks down more doors. This is the first time Salonga has played a Filipina on stage. In fact, it's the first all-Filipino company on Broadway.
I could not, in 1991, would not have predicted that at this theater.
What does that mean to you?
It means the world.
It's not just what audiences see on stage that's different, it's the actual stage itself.
You are now standing in Club Millennium.
David Correns is the show's scenic designer.
Having done over 25 Broadway shows and seen hundreds more, there has literally never been anything like this on Broadway, ever.
Transforming the Broadway theater into a nightclub meant leaving seats upstairs, but ripping out premium orchestra seats, making room for audience members who choose to watch and dance from the floor.
You know that those miracles.
So we surround the audience and the audience surrounds us. Lots of action happens in and around the audience.
Not everyone is applauding. Critics have concerns that it sanitizes the history of the Marcos regime.
Some people think that in 2023, there should not be this kind of show devoted to a figure like Imelda Marcos.
Right.
What's your response to that?
Oh, goodness gracious. Our offering is, it's happened to us, but this is what happened in the end. Basically, it's a story about how a people regained the power for themselves.
Our show is a Trojan horse that way. You come, get part of the action, you dance, have a good time, but then you get hit with the reality of what we're really talking about. What happens when democracy crumbles and martial law is proclaimed and rights are taken away.
And it's not like I want to glorify her, but I want to start with, as much as possible, a clean slate. She has a history, she has a story, but I want you to start with a person and kind of try and understand what made her do the things that she did.
Yeah. There's a catharsis, and a lot of the older Filipinos that I see in the audience are crying because it's giving them a space to feel the things that their families didn't want to talk about.
The real-life story is still being written.
Si Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr.
Imelda Marcos is now 94 and back in the Philippines. Last year, her son, known as Bongbong, was elected president there.
Bongbong Sara!
And in May, as the U.S. seeks to counter China, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. was warmly welcomed to the White House.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. And I love sharing these things with you because as actors, some of us are triple threats. We sing, dance, we work in musicals. There are all kinds of platforms and areas that we can work as actors. I love to share with you how shows are developed, how things are developed. The other day, I shared with you a table read. I want you to understand all aspects of the industry and what we do. So that's why I love sharing these behind the scenes videos with you. So tell me again, I love you to share what impacted you. What about seeing that video did you enjoy? Please share that with me in the chat. All right, guys, we are still doing the same Great Character Challenge of being in the cafe, looking up and seeing Chris. I think I forgot to send that out. I will send that video out again. We're doing one new Creative Character Challenge a month. So I will send that out again on Monday. So guys, have a great weekend. We're gonna move it and groove it. It's a lovely day. Another one of my favorite songs by Bill Withers. And I will see you on Zoom on Monday. Have an amazing weekend. And I love you guys and I miss you. Those of you that I don't see in person, I miss you each and every day.
Sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning love bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just